Hello students, today I'm going to show you how to make a fairly easy little turtle. We're going to use a few of our elements of art to help us do that. Of course, we are going to use some lines, lots of curved lines, and some shapes, a bunch of circles, to help us draw our turtle. We're also going to be working with value. On our shell, we're going to go around in parts of the shell and shade it in a little bit. So we'll be using some dark and light values. And using those dark and light values is going to give us a sense of form. Whenever we talk about form in art, we're talking about something that it seems to be three-dimensional. So by adding some shading into our turtle, it's going to have some three-dimensionality. All right, so first of all, we'll go ahead and get out a piece of paper. And you can write your name at the top or not, it's up to you. Also, when you're finished drawing today, if you want to, you could go back in and use some cool colors in your ocean. Maybe color your turtle in green. Whatever you have at home, it's up to you, or you could just keep it in grayscale. In art, when we use the word grayscale, it just means black, white, and gray. Okay, so about an inch and a half from the top, we're going to start to make an oval, but our oval is a little bit pointed toward the bottom. Make sure you save at least an inch and a half or so for your head, and save some room on the sides for the flippers or the fins of your turtle. So here we're going around and we're going to make this almost like we're making a oval, but toward the bottom we're going to kind of point it a little bit more. It's almost kind of like an upside down egg shape. Okay, and you know in art, draw light till you get it right is something that we always try to do. Here are our flippers. So if our head is here, I'm going to move over about an inch and a half or so, and I'm going to draw a curved line down like this, and I'm going to curve it. So I'm going to draw a curved line down, and right here I'm going to do a curved line that goes straight and goes back to the body of the turtle. And since our art is symmetrical, it's the same on both sides. I pretty much want to make it even. So I'm coming over here to this side, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to bring it down, bring a curved line down, curve it at the end, and bring it in a diagonal up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, every turtle is different. Now, the back flippers on a turtle, they're kind of like rectangles with a curved end to them. So if this is my center, I'm going over maybe about an inch or so, and I'm going to draw these little rectangles that are kind of curved at the end, okay, is what we're going to do with that. So 2 lines down, curve it at the end, moving over, I'm doing the same thing. 2 lines down, and I'm curving it at the end. And if you can't do that, just do them as regular triangles. For our tail, do a curve to the side, and then make another curve that matches it. Got my tail. Moving on to the head, we're going to start up. So here's the center. We're going to kind of go up with 2 curves like this for our head. And I know I'm going a little fast today. Please feel free to pause if you need me to slow down. And I'm going to curve around and point it. So it's also another symmetrical shape. So I'm kind of curving it around and pointing it. Curving it around and pointing it. If that's too difficult for you, if this is your turtle, sorry, my turtle, you could just maybe just do it like this. You could just do a curve up if you don't want to draw your turtle head like this. Okay, moving on to the shell. Around the edge of the turtle, we're going to make this little parallel line. So it's kind of like we're just going in a little bit from the edge because the edge of the turtle has this little line on it. So I'm just going around. And please understand that your turtle's going to be fine. Just do your best. Don't stress out about it. Just try. Okay, so in a lot of the images of turtles, around the edge is kind of like an area where the shell has little lines on it. So about every inch or so, maybe half an inch or so, I'm just going around and adding a little line to break up the space a little bit. That's the next thing. On the turtle shell, we have some of these very wide hexagonal shapes. So right underneath the top of the turtle, we're going to make a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines going down. So here I go. I'm going to do 1, about maybe 1.5 inches wide or so. I'm going to go down a little bit. 2, 3, and they don't have to be perfect. 4, 5. You don't have to have the same amount that I do either, but I'm just kind of bringing them down like this, all the way to the bottom. Now, on each side, I'm going to make two little diagonal lines that are connected. So it's kind of like I'm making a little zigzag line along the edge. So I'm just going through like this, and I am making these diagonal lines that come to a point. At the top one is just going to be one coming up like that, but just going through like this. All the way down the turtle's back. Okay. So from each of these points, we're going to draw lines that go to the edge of the shell. Okay. So from each of the points, not the inward point, but from these outer points, we're going to draw lines that go to the edge of the turtle. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And you can, if you want, you can just make them go straight to the edge, or you can just slowly tilt them out. Okay. So now let's go into our fins. One thing you can do that'll make your art look really good is just go through and add a bunch of circles all over the fins. So I'm just going to do that on both of the front fins or paddles. I don't know what they call them. I don't know what the actual term is for this part of the turtle's body. Maybe you know, I don't know, but I'm just going to add circles all over. So I'm just going to repeat that shape, and it's okay if some are a little bit smaller than others. This is not something that has to be super duper exact. We're just kind of adding a texture, a rough texture onto the turtle. Okay? Now, as the turtle's head emerges, it's a little bit softer here. So go ahead and draw some little curved lines out. And let's draw 2 ovals for the turtle's eyes. Okay, and actually I'm going to try to make them a little bit more similar in size. And then all over the turtle's head, you can go through again and add some circles for texture. Because even the head of the turtle has a little bit of texture to it. Okay. So moving on into our shadows. Along the edge of the shell, you can go through and if you would like to, you don't have to, but with the edge of your pencil, you can kind of just very lightly create a little bit of form, make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. So I'm just going to go around the edges like this and kind of making it look a little bit more three-dimensional, just right around the inside edges of these shell pieces. And I can do that on the side pieces too. It's just a little something extra you can do. Now you don't have to, it's an option. And of course, at a certain point, if you want to color this in, you can. You can color it in green. You could color it in any color that you want. In fact, as you're drawing this, if you just want to work with the green and use the green to make all of your shadows in the entire drawing, that could be cool. It's up to you. So there's my turtle. Wow, that's cool. As far as the water is concerned, you could color it in, or, you know, going through with some curved lines or some spirals could be really, really fun. You could add some bubbles perhaps. So if you also want to maybe add some bubbles into the water, you could, or some other kinds of fish. Maybe there's another sea animal that you draw really well, and like I said, you don't even have to do this with colored pencil. You could do it with regular pencil. And that's what we got going on today. So this was a lesson all about line, shape, value, and form. So even just layering up, and color as well. If you want to go in with your cool colors, your greens and your blues and your greens, you can. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And please send me a photo of your work. Have a good one. Bye.